Feeling good, hon? You feeling good, hon? Huh? Can see the buds on the trees starting to come out. Hey, Shell. Hey, Stephanie. Beautiful day here today. You like this view? Hey, Ray. Ray. Yesterday was a little cold, but still nice. There's Daisy contemplating her day. What are you doing, hon? No, I did have a mask, but it broke. I got a heavy duty one, like for Sirius. But when I'm outside like this and stuff, no, I don't. I've got a superior immune system. Yeah, Russell, so far so good. Yep. No, I hate to say it, but it's really busy, at the fast food, big long lines, so people are leaving. And I hope this doesn't backfire on them. But, the damn residents are about ready to revolt for this lockdown. If people just did this social distance... Daisy, no, come here. Hey, Daisy. It wouldn't be that big of an issue. Daisy, come here, hon. I can show you go down there. No, it's not really too windy. No, not like you'd think. And the only reason I know is because I can see the flag there at the rest stop. It's not bad. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite views. Oh, I love this view. I'm all photographed out. Only thing I was thinking about maybe trying to get a shot of a Kirkland warbler. But the area where they go, over around Mayo, is there's nothing there but these little jack pines and sand. So if you don't see one, it's like a total bust. You could sit there forever and not see one. Yep, Melodic, yep. Railroad, yep. Well, look, I'm sure I know who you are. You would know. Do you know me by coming in the gas station? Because I come in there. I'm sure we're just not sure who each other is. Glad you liked your pizza the other night. Yeah, this is a great view right here. When I think views are the greatest, there's a couple things that have to happen. One, it's just got to be a beautiful view, right? But number two, when it's a beautiful view and it's encompassed with everyday life, you don't need to go to Yellowstone or Glacier National Park. It's just a beautiful, the Canadian Rockies are like that. If you've never been to Canada, the Canadian Rockies blow away the American Rockies, and that's part of the reason why. Their main highway system goes through the Rockies. You having fun, hon? Daisy's such a good dog. I let her do whatever she wants. You like that, huh? Oh, okay, Melodic. Yeah, I'm sure you have. I just wondered. I'm not sure who you are because I don't go in that one. I go to the one downtown mostly. Did you see my big bulging biceps? Is that how you recognize me? Yeah, she really ignores other dogs. Daisy's so weird in a lot of ways. If another dog got out right now, she'd act like she didn't even see it. Once in a while, she'll like pay a little bit of attention, but not like you'd think. She has, fooled around with dogs in the past, but far and few between. If there was a snarling German Shepherd on the end of a chain, she would go right up to it and just lay down and stare at him. It's weird. Hey, Roger, how you doing? This guy got his field all planted. When's that shell near the expressway going to open? Look at that guy's got a bunch of road paving equipment. When you're doing 55 in the expressway, it looks like they're barely moving from up here. West Branch, Michigan. There you go. Get this guy to help you. Nah, I don't. I mean, I don't know if you knew Jeff and Sue, the kind of famous singers that were up here 40 years. They own like 160 acres over near Kern, and they were really into this morel mushroom hunting. Not really. I know people that find. I know a guy that used to run the airport. He knows some good place. Not really. I like them, but I'm not going to go hunting around for them. I just assume buy them. So to answer your question, no. Oh, the Cheeseburger Festival, Caseville. My neighbor's from Caseville. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing? I was just through Rogers City the other day. Yeah, Jeff and Sue Hannaford. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a few years. They basically retired. They do a couple nights here and there over there at that Lewiston Inn, whatever they call it, some little bar. They're super nice people. Your uncle isn't the blues singer that plays with them over sometimes when they're at that bar over in Rose City, that guy that sings blues. Oh, that's cool, Roger. Yeah, it's crazy, Jeff and Sue. I mean, they did that for their whole lives. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Trappers, yeah, that's the name of that place. I don't even know if they have live entertainment over there anymore. You know, Carrie Westbay, do you know her, the singer from around here? I don't know where Carrie lives, somewhere around here, but she's always playing around here. She's trying to get her channel going. Oh, okay. Daisy, you ready to hit the road? You ready to hit the road, hon? Daisy's all dirty now. I might have to dunk her in the water, although it's a little cold. You ready to hit the road, hon? Yeah, it is beautiful around here. It sure is. You ready to hit the road, hon? Let's go bye-bye. Come on, Dave. What girl, hon? I'll dunk you in the water. Come on. I think it could be a little too cold to dunk her in the water. I don't want to give her a heart attack. Yeah, I fell through the ice twice as a kid. That's exactly, older people, I bet I'd get a heart attack now. That's, a lot of people get a heart attack right after they fall in. I can remember they say it takes the breath out of you. It does. Happened to me both times. I was young and in shape. I gotta clean my windshield today. Yeah, it's beautiful today. Oh, did you, Al? Yeah. I was down there the other day, but, you know, I'm not talking to anybody until this thing's over. Yeah, I saw Raven. I was down there the week before. I saw Becky. They're down there, hanging in there, but it's not easy. Virgil Green sent. Murray on here? Hey, Murray. Yeah, it'll come in and out. It's iffy like that around here sometimes. It's not on my end. It's weird. It's always on the other people. Ah, shit, this guy's turning left. God damn it. Hey, Pam. That's it, living the dream. Yeah, country's nice, beautiful. Especially on a nice spring day. Yeah, that's been there for a while, that dog park. I know Daisy wouldn't have that much fun. First of all, you got to have her on a leash, and that's like a place to go if you got no place else to go. But for the places I take Daisy, it'd be a step back. How do you know about that dog part there? Hey Susan, how you doing? That's good, Susan. Yeah, it sucks being locked down. That's for sure. It's getting better, though, thank God. You know, one good thing, and that is you'll appreciate more now when there isn't a lockdown. Daisy will appreciate it more when there's not a lockdown, won't you, hon? That's one way of looking at it, isn't it? Right, Daisy? This is a nice little lake, too. Smells fishy around here today. Depending on the water conditions. Oh, that's old. There's a nesting pair of loons that stay here every year. I haven't seen them. Yeah, it's a beautiful lake, yep. I think somebody's calling me. Hey, Carrie. There's a girl in here knows you, Melodic Canvas. See you, Mari. Have a good day. See where the buds are about ready to bust out in the trees? That'll happen like any day. It'd be like no leaves and then leaves everywhere. Yeah, thank you, bud. That was cool. Yeah, I think it was a hell of a catch. Sure do. You got to get lucky for something like that. I mean, I got those 3 turkey vultures a couple weeks ago, which, doesn't seem like much. But those birds are hard to get close to. And even though I got a pretty good telephoto lens, you still have to be pretty close. And they just happened to land near me for some weird reason and stayed there. So it's kind of like the shot you got. I mean, you could go out there for a year and never get anywhere near that close. Just got to get lucky. Yeah, it's beautiful birds. I didn't realize it, but about a week after I got that video, I wish I'd had my old video camera. It was better low light capabilities. There was a front cover of a birding magazine. They were talking about the problems with snowy owls in airports. And I read the article, and sure enough, they have companies that go around and just trap them because these snowy owls migrate to these big wide open spaces. They don't have any competition. They're just picking off these rats and mice left and right. But they don't want them around the airport. But evidently it's an issue. I was unfamiliar with that. Hey, Georgia. Yeah, you're allowed to have a motorized boat here. Yep. This is the public access side. Then there's a campground over there. It's really a super nice lake, though. It's deep. They stock it. Good fishing. Blah blah blah. I don't really like fishing that much, but I did a few years ago, and I went down to that Frank's down there on 23. I just happened to run into a professional bass fisherman, one of these guys that goes all over hell, gets sponsored, all that stuff. So we get talking, and I told him, hey, I'm trying to catch these bass in this Lake George. And he said, well, what are you using? I told him. He said, no, let me show you. And he took me around. He got these like colored worms that put out some scent, some certain kind of thing that like was shiny. I'm not shitting you. I came back about an hour later and I caught like 9 bass within an hour. Oh, he also told me how to do it, how to shake it. I was just throwing it out there and reeling it in slow like when I was a kid. Now he said you got to let it fall to the bottom and let it sit there for like 30 seconds and then just barely jiggle it once. Let it sit, wait a minute, barely jiggle it. Evidently that evokes some kind of like strike response with fish, but he was right. I caught a shit ton of bass. I let them all go, but it was really cool just pulling one out of the water after another. Hey, Daniel. Any of you guys big time fishermen out there? I got a couple really nice rods and reels. I just never use them, to be honest with you. That's all I did when I was young. I came from like blue collar, factory worker dad, and he didn't hunt, but all my friends did. And I hunted till I was about 15. I'll tell you what cured me of hunting. I used to get paid to shoot woodchucks around a farmer's property. They go over there and burrow and make big holes, and they just didn't want them around. I get $1 a piece. And I caught 3 of them sleeping on a log when I first got there in the early spring, and I shot all 3 of them. And I felt so damn bad over that. I never hunted again. Man, that bothered the hell out of me. That cured me of hunting right then and there. That was it. That was like 50 years ago. I haven't hunted since. Oh, okay. No, this is Lake George. There's a lot of confusion at this lake, even amongst the county themselves. And it's George Lake. I mean, Lake George. It's Lake George. But you'll see signs that say George Lake. It's transposed everywhere you go. But I've looked back as far as I could in the track index. It's Lake George, people, for sure. Now, down there where Georgia lives, she's got a lake by the same name. Down near Farwell. There's a lot of lakes by the same name. I went by a long lake yesterday, and I know there's one at the very eastern section of Rose City. So, it's not uncommon to have the same name. But I'll tell you one thing. I've been getting so damn bored. It's ridiculous, man. I'm really kind of sick of taking photos. There's been a few times where I went out like I normally do. Take photos, blah, blah, blah. I don't even feel like uploading them. I did the Amish thing. Was down to Detroit, which isn't that great if you can't talk to anybody. Did the Mackinac thing. UP to Quamanon Falls. Was in Frankfurt yesterday, Traverse City. I'm just so bored with everything that I'm doing. I don't know why. Oh, did you, Carrie? Oh, okay. You see some of these nitrates, some of this runoff, some of this foaming. Look, this is going to be a consequence of farming. There's a certain segment of society that tries to villainize farmers like they're trying to kill everybody with chemicals that run off again. It's just the way it is. I mean, what are you going to do? Get rid of all farmers? I mean, they are improving it, and it is minimizing it, but you got to try and work this stuff out. Yeah, honestly, I could have done a couple phone interviews. I ended up just giving Ebony money. The phone interviews are okay. I think they'd be better if it was from someone that I didn't know already. There's a point when you're interviewing people that you're going to get to where there's nothing left to talk about. Now, I don't know if that pissed off Calvin or what the deal is with him, but there was nothing else to interview him about. Actually, on some of those interviews, I even did more than I wanted to because I knew that he needed the money and it was interesting conversation. But once his whole life was covered, I really didn't have any reason to talk to him. Somebody sent me a copy of a kind of a negative post he wrote. First of all, Calvin contacted me. He's the guy that wanted to do the interviews. Secondly, I never talked to anybody about Patreon or nothing. And Calvin isn't blocked. I don't know what he's talking about, unless one of these nut jobs made something up and got him to believe it. Yeah, thank you, bud. It really is. Although I will say, now I've left Calvin a few messages. Last I heard from him was like January. He was having high blood pressure. There was a part of, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, there was a part of Calvin's personality where, he thought Obama was trying to kill him and, some of this conspiracy theorist type stuff. So, I mean, it was kind of heading out there. I just kind of ignored that part when I talked to him. And whatever it is, I wish the best for the guy. But this notion that I, am trying to get him killed is a joke. If he'd have never wanted to talk to me, it would have been fine. And you can watch the interviews yourself. It was his idea. I didn't force him or try and get him to talk about that. That happens from time to time. When you're doing like what I'm doing and going in places like that, and I don't know about Calvin's particular interest, but when you get drug addiction involved, it's hard enough to get along with people long term when they don't have alcohol or drug problems. Now you throw that in the mix, and all it takes is some lunatic to get them to buy into some bullshit and doubt your sincerity, and then it's all downhill after that. That's what I like about Tassie so much. I mean, they've been working on her from day one, and she could see through it all. Becky's been a little iffy occasionally. I don't think you're going to bullshit Ebony. But that's just the nature. You get one of these like beasts that live down in Flint who I don't think she was ever a working girl, and I think she's just kind of an oddball. And nobody cares what she thinks or what she has to say about anything. I mean, she's like a zero on the meter of compelling and interesting stories. That's why I kind of blew her off on an interview. Same with that goofy Robin. And when I told PC to hit the road, you know who you want to talk to and who you don't. I didn't really want to talk to him. Oh, thank you, Rob. It's just the way it goes, man. I was thinking about this last night. You think when you're young, this TikTok, like I've put up a couple videos, and I'm like, just fooling around with the camera mainly. You having a good day, hon? You having a good day? The TikTok's kind of cool. It's only 15 seconds. No, somebody emailed me. I don't know if that's her last name or not. Somebody emailed me from Flint and said they were blocked. And that was the last name that they used. So I don't really know who that was, but I went and looked. I'll tell you another weird thing too. So I've got like 8,000 people blocked. I'm not shitting you. And the reason for that is they'll disrupt the chat. They'll go in and make derogatory comments about the girls. It's pretty obvious. A lot of racism's out there. Gerald's black, Maddie's white. I get it all the time. So I block them and ban them. Now, the theory on a successful channel is to create as much controversy and gossip as you can. YouTube knows this. But I'm not really interested in doing that. So I block them. Well, occasionally, what will happen is, and YouTube's been slow the last couple of months, is you'll think, well, maybe people get blocked accidentally. And if you get a hold of me and say, hey, Tom, I think I was blocked accidentally, could you unblock me? It just takes too long to go through the list. It's not chronological. It's not alphabetized. It's not done in any organized manner. So basically, you're scrolling through 8,000 names looking for one. So what I'll do sometimes give people a second bite at the apple, and I'll clear the list. And in the old days, you used to have to go through and knock those off one at a time. Well, then YouTube came out with for a month I was trying YouTube with emails for over a month, and they still can't fix this now. I don't know what the hell the deal is. I should try it tonight. I haven't tried it in a week or two. That's because nobody's gotten back with me and said, hey, we fixed the problem, or do this, or here's a patch. Maybe it's working now, but they haven't said that, and I just got another email yesterday. Yeah. It could have been her. I don't want to have anything to do with her. There's certain people that you'll cross paths with, and you just realize they're absolutely crazy nuts. And she's one of them. Somebody sent me a short clip of here she gets a stimulus check and goes out and buys a new television. That just sums her up so perfectly. And then brags about it, why there are people out there that are unable to eat. Yeah, you might be right about that, Blue Malibu. You might be right. I mean, it certainly sounded like her, and I think that's her photo. Although the photo in that avatar, she looked like she was heavy. But somebody said that on those filters, they make her look, her face. I don't really know for sure. I mean, it would make sense that it was her. Hey, MM, how you doing? No, Bud, you're right about that. Yeah, it's true. YouTube used to just work like clockwork. But since they went to this studio thing, it's a pain in the ass. And let me tell you now what you have to do. I don't know if you guys are uploading many videos, but you have to grade your own movies for all sorts of shit. I mean, it's slowly morphing into the Disney Channel. But when you sign up for YouTube, you agree to this. So, you know, it's either their way or hit the road. And there's even a caveat at the end that kind of summarizes if they don't like anything you do for any reason, they can take it off. Well, okay. When you check that box, that's the way it's going to be. Look, I thank YouTube for being able to take a hobby and upload it and have other people look at the similar things that I do. Other than that, I mean, I've been doing this my whole life. We wouldn't be talking, and I'm thankful for that. And if you look at the amount of videos that I have uploaded on YouTube, much less get gas money from them, if I had to pay for that kind of bandwidth for 7,500 videos, it'd probably be $2,000 a month. So I'm happy that I'm not paying for it, let alone getting some chump change for lunch or gas. Let me tell you, there's YouTube, and then 10 million miles away is number 2. This TikTok's fun, but it's not like YouTube. The only reason that I would think that it's not her, unless she just couldn't take the criticism, and that is that she didn't stay around longer. Yeah, TikTok is fun. I put up a couple short videos. I'll do a couple more. It's a different, format though. It's pretty cool. I see that real famous, pretty young-looking Italian-looking girl that does those kick-ass dances. She is so cute. It's unbelievable. That's already kind of fallen apart. Evidently, the company or the organization that got that going, they don't speak, and they're not putting her in promo videos. And I thought to myself, here this poor girl's got like 45 million subscribers. She's 16. I hope this doesn't ruin her life, because that's always a possibility. You know, just this internet bullshit. Yeah, I'm at Lake George, Ogama County. This is a lake about 4 miles south of West Branch, Michigan. Hear that robin singing? Yeah, sign up for Blue Mambo. I think this is the golden era of signing up for TikTok. You should sign up today. It's really easy. And you think it's addicting to watch YouTube videos. Wait till you go through this TikTok. Shit, I ended up staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching those damn things. These girls, there's a lot of good-looking people on there, I'll tell you that. All ages, too. You got these mother and daughters that dance are just gorgeous. I mean, it's really fun to watch. Kira, are you going to put a TikTok up there? I'm going to be busted a move here pretty soon, though. I got to do something different. I'm just so sick of like my everyday life. I mean, this is cool for a couple years, but I'm really missing doing some business or having customers or doing a good job. This staying up all night and sleeping in every day sucks. I mean, it's starting to. White night in Bangkok, that's right. It was good to hear from May. I talked to May yesterday for about an hour. May's a good person. I always think of the song We Were Swinging. It ain't no shit, Jason. One night in Bangkok. Now, I've of course seen May, not in person, but you'd never guess May. I shouldn't say you'd never guess, but it's unlikely that the average person would ever think May's transgender. See you, Pam. I mean, she looks like I would say like somebody you'd see on a sitcom, like a 40-year-old pretty woman on a sitcom. Till you see that old big schlong come out, and then you'll know something's up. I tell her all the time, man. Plus May's got a great personality. Yeah, she is Blue Melody. Yeah. Yeah, she's really. You would never think it in the world. If somebody said to you that lady is like royalty in some country, you would believe it. Till you saw that big bulge in the bottom of her bikini, and you'd know something was going on. That's it, Jim. Yeah, you got it. Those are great lyrics. I can't stand that Gene Simmons, though. He seems like such a huge douchebag. No, that's one thing I learned. I never realized that. I always thought transgender. I always thought you had to get a full switch, but you don't. As it turns out, you can mix and match. No, I never realized that. Transgender is just part of another sex. It's not the complete makeover. Well, are you interested in trying it out, Starlight? No, just half. No, you still got a big swinging tube steak. Hour and a half. There you go, Starlight. You guys could start your own Pornhub channel. She explained to me one time, and I never realized this. If you're going to be a person and you're going to be a escort, there's an age range on that. You're going to be young to your maybe mid-20s, early 30s. I mean, I know there's exceptions, but I'm just generalizing. But once you get into that transgender thing, because that's such a specialty activity, you can actually milk out a way longer career being a transgender than you could being a straight escort. I never knew that. And it's basically all a numbers game. It is, isn't it, Richie? Yeah, so I believe that's probably true. And that's another thing that people don't realize about the working girls in Detroit. This isn't escorts. Escorts are like the girl next door usually. And now they run the gamut, right? A variety. But the girls down there that I talk to, that's a lot of this weird fetish shit. Getting beaten, choked. It's not normal sex for hire stuff. But nobody really wants to talk about that. You're assuming that it's just like typical prostitution. Well, I can tell you it's not. It's all that weird shit. And these girls don't have any protection. So basically they don't, if it was just straight sex, there probably wouldn't be that much work. But when they can get away with, these people can get away with doing all this kinky shit, you have a steady influx of customers, because in the real world where you're not paying for it, you're not going to get it. They're going to call the damn police on you. And that's what they don't tell you down there. It's degrading, humiliating bullshit. It's not like, and if you look at geisha girls, that's generally non-sexual. Most people don't realize that. It's for companionship. I mean, it does happen, sex, but it's not like the main theme of like, a brothel relationship and a John. It's like somebody to go out to dinner with and all that kind of crap. Daisy? What are you doing, hon? Come over here. Daisy. I want her looking where that foam's at. Come here. Come over here. Come here, hon. Yeah, she's fishing. No kidding, bud. Yeah, there's a big I guess there's a big market for that. Eddie Murphy got busted around a couple trans parks over the years. He said he was giving them rides or something like that. I bet he was giving them a ride. That's got to be such a drag to be like attracted to stuff like that, because it's like one other level of finding. Forget it. I'm old-fashioned. I just like girls. They're getting the campground ready. Where's that at, bud? Now they keep talking about a big trans area in Detroit, 6 and John R. I never see many. One, Tia Revlon, and over near Beach Daily, Michigan, although I'm never usually over there at night. Yeah, it's nice, Penny. Oh, New Haven, okay. That's a leaf blower. Guy with a leaf blower. Big commercial one. Oh, okay. I remember when that used to be a KOA. Yeah, doesn't he though, Richie? Seems like a big jerk. You ready to go, hon? Daisy hates it. Sunny days like this. Ready to head out? Hot out for you, isn't it, honey? Come on. Yeah, almost always McDonald's for me. Melodic, how long you been around West Branch? A long time? Oh, are there? I never knew that trans was that popular. Carrie, that's what I think you should do. You should go trans. I think it'd really increase your yourself as the trans singer from northern Michigan. You get so much publicity for free. Yeah, no, it doesn't do anything for me either. Hey, Cospray, love Montana, especially Kalispell. No, trans, you could be both. You could be both. Just think of the shtick you could have on advertising. They wouldn't want to ask you about your music, they want to talk about your surgery. Oh, okay. It's worth a try. Plus, it'd give a lot of up north people a chance to show that they've really expanded their horizons and that they're accepting of all walks of life. I mean, if people just go to watch you sing and it's straight people watching a straight singer, so what's the big deal? But if you could go out there and you could be an ambassador for trans Northern Michigan female/male singers, I think it'd really put you on the map. Hey Avery, how you doing? Hey Mark, what's going on? Yeah, Montana, great state. Hey mister, how you doing? Just out driving around, checking out the day. I never heard of that lake. I never heard of the road either. You sure it's in West Branch? Hey, Frederick. Yeah, I get over there every once in a while. That's where they sell that pine paneling, I think. I think you can go in the lobby of these places now. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of cars out in front of these places, and it wasn't like that before. I don't know whether you can, I don't know why you'd want to go in the lobby when you could go through a drive-through. Oh, that's cool. See all the long lines in the fast food? Yeah, you must be able to eat inside. This Ponderosa, that was barely making it, even when things were good. That could be the end of the road for them. Hey Lana, how you doing? Oh, hundreds of years, huh? Wow, that's cool. Oh, gotcha. Big time, Richie. Yeah, that other shoe, when that drops, I don't think they're going to really like how that's going to pan out. I mean, this stimulus stuff's fun and helpful, but it doesn't replace the income from a typical business. Plus, what happens to a lot of businesses that you hang in there as long as you can, hoping things are going to get better, even though when there's nothing to support that theory. Before you know it, you've blown through all your savings thinking that it's magically going to get better. You got bills up the ass, you can't make them anymore. Your business is dead. You're 50 years old and nobody wants to hire you. God, I hope that's not true. Yeah, that's a good question on Vegas. I'm sure they're wondering the same thing. I had a guy send me a link. I only read a little bit of it about all the restaurants that they don't think are going to reopen in New York City. And you even look at places like the Magnificent Mile in Chicago. I mean, you know, that was heading south before I left about 10 years ago. But, you know, I'm sure that credit card companies, I don't know how they're working that. I mean, is anybody just telling people, don't worry about your payment, when things get back on track, you can just start making it then? I got an idea. If you have a home mortgage or a car payment or something, they're still expecting your payment, whether you're working or whether you're not. Yeah, on the other hand, I mean, that's what I don't understand with people, and that is that they're acting like there's some conspiracy theory of Michigan's governor not opening businesses. She's not opening because she doesn't want this virus to kill half the damn population. There's no underlying motive for a politician to keep something shuttered when it doesn't need to be. She's relying on science to make these decisions. That's why it's so aggravating when you see these hayseeds with a sign up in Gaylord. They're just so damn dumb. They don't realize that a politician has to legislate their safety. I mean, this is not good for any politician keeping anything closed, even for a day. And all these non-scientists are critical of all these people. It's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it could be worse. It could have done a crackdown, and that there'd be all sorts of people catching this shit left and right, and we'd be in the same situation we're in now. It could be much worse. Hey, Diakonyu, how you doing? You know what I mean, Richie? I mean, you got these non-scientists arguing with these politicians, calling her Hitler and all this stupid bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. If everybody had a damn PhD, you wouldn't have had to do any of these lockdowns. Go down to Detroit or Flint right now. Go over to Belle Isle, Saginaw. Go up to a party store. None of these party stores have ever been locked down for who knows why. They claim it's because alcoholics need alcohol. Now, there's some logic, isn't it? But anyway, the point is they've never been shuttered. Here you got restaurants that are using all sorts of hygiene standards. You got all sorts of clinics and stuff that are shut down, dentists, and a goddamn party stores left open. And all you got to do is go down to any of these places. They're standing right next to each other. No one's wearing a mask. Hand sanitizer, what's that? Buying lottery tickets, alcohol, booze, and standing right next to each other. I mean, anybody that wonders why Detroit was having such a problem with contamination and the increasing cases, all you got to do is go down there and look around. This isn't rocket science. I'll tell you why. It's because people are thinking, well, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I don't. They were treating getting this virus like a scratch-off lottery. Yeah, it's just my opinion, Melodic. I mean, just because, it's all it is, right? But I don't like Busili's Pizza at all. I think that place is going to fold pretty soon. There's never anybody in there. They really are, Richie. That's because they have less resources. You know what I mean? And I mean, let's face it, man. And if you take big chunks of society and you look at the IQ related to a social class, there's definitely a difference. And when you've been born into an environment to where you haven't experienced any education or science, or you're just not adept at finding the truth, it really nails you big time. And it's super unfortunate. That's the way it's always been, though. It's the way it's always going to be. I mean, the other side of the coin, though, it's like, you don't need to be educated to realize that going inside a party store in a heavily contaminated area is not a very good idea. Vaccines in what sense? That they don't have one? Or that you think they're the cause of this? Now, I never listened to this Judy Mikovits. Is she pretty interesting? This lady's a school teacher. Her husband works for some gas company. Then that's a school psychologist. And then me. And a CFO of the hospital. I don't know what that other guy does. Another guy works for the state. One guy's an eye doctor at the end. And I'm not sure what that other house does. Virgil, I gave that $20 to her last night. I gave her 22. Thanks. If you send money in the future, though, send it PayPal, because Google takes like half of it. But I still gave her the 20. Yeah, I didn't know about that, eliminating payroll tax. That's another thing, Social Security, they give it to everybody and their brother. Which, I'm sure there's a lot of good cause for why you should get it, but there's a chance that look at these canaries and golden finches. You see them up there? Yeah, thanks for sending that to her. I meant to get some suet today. These birds have really been going through this suet. We've been getting some cold nights. I think it got down to 32 last night. Come on. Oh, those canaries are eating seed out of my bird seeds feeder. See them eating it? See, these leaves are about ready to pop out. Looks like the golf course is open. That's good. Hope somebody's golfing. This guy just bought this golf course. I hope this doesn't put him under. Bought it last year. Golf is a dying sport, just like bowling. If you look at the numbers, a lot of things are. I mean, society's changing. It's funny how it works out for like a person's lifetime. You start to notice changes in your age group. You're starting to think in like the good old days. It's just society shifting. Yeah, I believe that, Jim. No, I believe that business is better. We have like a butcher liquor store here that's setting records. All I'm saying is, if you're trying to keep this virus from spreading, you couldn't find an overall worse group of patrons than party store customers. I've seen it. I mean, all you got to do is go down there and watch. If you left a dental clinic open and you went in the lobby, you'd see people sitting around there with masks and hand sanitizers and sitting 6 foot apart like they're supposed to. If you go into a party store, that's not happening. That's the point. It's the mentality of the atmosphere that's causing the spread of the disease. And you'd have to have absolute rocks in your head to get on a bus down there. Yeah, I believe business is great, but I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. And I'm not 100% in agreement with the reason that they leave those open is because alcoholics need alcohol. I mean, come on. They don't even want to give methadone to the heroin addicts that they arrest in Detroit. Just doesn't make any sense. Hey, Melodic, no kidding. So there's actually access in there. You can get in there and look around. That was old damn Kwame Kilpatrick that made that place sink. I see he's exhausted all his appeals. I still think deep down, though, I think Trump is going to pardon him, just like he did Illinois' governor. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's political. It doesn't have anything to do with right or wrong or logic. No, it's not. No, it's not eternal. No, it isn't. You're going to at least have to spell pandemic right for me to even start to believe anything you say. Oh, that's cool. No, it isn't. Come on, Daisy. No, it isn't. Lonnie, you ever see that cop that sits out in front of that Gardner White Furniture Center writing all those tickets down there in Taylor? Daisy? Daisy! Come on. Come on, hon. Come on, hon. Hey, get over here. Good girl, hon. Good girl. Wow. Wow. Good girl listening to Dad. Melodic, don't waste your time with this guy. He's been making stupid comments since he logged on. He's one of these guys that goes around and looks for chats and videos to just make up stupid shit. He can't even spell pandemic, let alone argue it. So don't let him get you upset or to buy into some third grade logic. If he was up here right now, I'd bitch slap him. No, you're wrong. Now, I do believe that you were probably dropped on your head as a baby. No, you didn't. You spelled it incorrect. Now you're lying, too. So first of all, you start out with no foundation for an argument. You spell pandemic wrong. You're lying now. So you're hitting the trifecta, getting blocked. I mean, no one wants to listen to this stupid, crazy bullshit. I'm sure you're used to getting kicked out of plenty of places. Now you're going to start insulting me, too. That's 4 things. Just because I don't agree with you. Let me ask you this. Do you wear your baseball hat backwards? Do you have an old girlfriend's name tattooed on your arm? Do you like NASCAR? And what are you doing with your empty Bud Light cans? Your is spelled Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. You can't spell either. I think you nailed it, Richie. I think you did. Yeah, my sister used to say that that's what my mom did with me. Drop me on my head. I don't believe you're a girl either for some reason. This story just keeps heading south. I know babies are, they have that soft skull. I think they can really take quite a fall. I mean, I've read articles where they've got car accidents without seatbelts. It's amazing the impact that little body can take. It's like there's a lot of give in it. I'm just thinking it based on what you've presented here, and it's not very impressive. I'd agree with that, Richie, yeah. No, I would have normally listened to her, but now that you've suggested it, I'm not going to listen to her. No way. Yeah, it could be, Richie. You never know what's on the other end of the line when you're on a chat. Daisy is seeking out the shadow today. You seeking out the shadow, hon? Huh? You seeking out the shadow? I had that molding come off my van. I took it in, spent $70 to get it put on at a collision shop. It came off again 6 weeks later. So I'm waiting till I got to take that in there and have them put it back on, but they've been closed. What are you doing, hon? Rob, I think you're right. I think that'd be a hit. I think Patreon would be more than willing to have me sign this kook up and just let her talk. She says she's a girl. Yeah, it would be a circus show. The beauty of it and the value of it would be that it wasn't fake, that there's actually people out there that stupid. Now you're saying it's guys. Which is it? You probably think the world's flat and that we didn't land on the moon too. I think you nailed that, Rob. No, I think Rob brought up a very interesting point, and that's why I like him in the chats, because he's always my backup for stupid. And he pegged you right away. No, but Melodic, it's like you ever watch a cat play with a mouse before he kills it? It's blocking is where it gets to the point where they're just insulting to somebody. But to just watch people like this come on here and just dig themselves a hole with a super trencher is fun to watch. It really is. Oh, and don't use y'all either, please, okay? Now you're sounding even like a bigger idiot. You did spell your correctly, congratulations. So your hearing's okay. Oh, did she? Did she upload a recent video on that, Richie? I love Tiff. She's the greatest thing the internet ever had. Oh yeah, where she talked about her buying her TV, yeah. Tiff really spells it out. Tiff's about 1,000 times smarter than Marilyn Manson. As it turns out, old Marilyn Manson's about 4.25. I didn't realize you could get those filters on a camera to make you look that slim. Yeah, she's got a real... Tiff's a super smart person. Very witty, adept at analyzing things. I mean, if you look at her parodies compared to the crap these other losers put out, it's like apples and oranges. It's no comparison. I mean, Catherine's 313, her idea of talent is showing someone how to air fry 2 hamburgers in a greaseless fryer, or whatever the hell they call them. Airless fryer. I mean, the only thing less than that is just filming an empty sandbox for 20 minutes. I mean, you know, you got a channel, you're trying to build a channel, and you think, you sit around and you think, what can I put up there that would really draw some views? How can I get people to subscribe? And then the light bulb comes on. I think I'll cook 2 hamburgers in an air fryer, greaseless fryer. Wow, great idea. That was just the idea, that hot air blowing over that meat and cooking not 1, but 2 and making no mess. Wow. I get dislikes from all the people that I blocked, like you. I'm sure I'll be getting one with you when I block you in the next few minutes, but that's okay. Likes and dislikes have nothing to do with anything. Neither do subscribers, to tell you the truth. I looked at your channel, by the way. Good job. No, Richie, that's exactly right. Still living with her mom. All these people always coming up here, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Wait till they find out where I live. Well, that's where I live, right there. I dare any of you people that talk that shit to come up in this private driveway and confront me about something sometime, because I'll videotape it too. You guys can, right there is where I live. You're welcome to come up right behind Walgreens. I don't think you got enough balls to come up here and talk to me face to face, which is why I'm not worried about hiding my address or getting a P.O. box, because I hope you do come up here. I really wish you would, but none of you guys have enough nuts to do that, or women. You just sit on your computer keyboard. Same thing when I'm down in Detroit. I do lives all the time. Detroit doesn't want me. They're sick of me coming down there. You ever see anybody come up to me and hassle me? Never. I'll tell you why. Because they run into me sometimes and they just kept on walking. I'm nice to those people down there. Yeah, it's true, Richie. You know, it's a certain type of personality. If you don't like somebody and you really want to take them out or kick their ass or confront them, the last thing you're going to be doing is giving them a warning. If they come up here like this and they ever confront me, if they want to talk to me about my videos or that I'm getting rich and I'm exploiting, I will bitch slap them and the slobber will fly out of their mouth just like a Bullwinkle cartoon. And I'm going to record it on top of it. That's it, Lisa. Now, what does that make my day? What is that? Yeah, mutual combat. It's no problem. Another big myth there is, and that is that they think that because you don't live in Flint or you don't live in Detroit, that there's some automatic persona that comes around with being some badass because you grew up in the hood. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's got nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, most of the people down there never learn how to fight, are out of shape, and it's all bitch slapping bar fights. Nobody ever really gets hurt because nobody down there really knows how to do anything except talk shit. When it comes to a physical confrontation, they know better. You know how it is. You run into somebody and there are going to be people that you're not going to think anything of going up to and saying, hey, you need to shut your damn ass up. And then there's other people you're going to look at and think, I don't know about that. I've seen people come in when I'm down there at Audie's eating down there in Michigan Avenue. When I've been doing a live, they're going to come in there and talk some shit to me. Then they come in there and see me and they just decide to pass on it. I think they sense what's going to go down if they ever try to do something like that. Same with Flint, Michigan. Shit, I've been in goddamn daycare centers where the babies got bigger balls than anybody that ever came from Flint. I'll look you right in the face and draw a damn clown painting on your forehead if you don't show me respect. I'm not kidding you. I'll take adult-sized baby diapers and put them on you and do a video. I'm not kidding you. I'll make you shake a rattle too. And you know when you'll quit shaking? When I tell you to. It's so true, Rob. And not only that, I'm well aware of what the criteria is for protecting yourself. And if I ever sense when I'm in any of those places that something's about ready to get physical, it is not going to be good for the person that thinks they're going to start that. I'm not stupid, and I will take full control of that situation. Yeah, go down to Flint. You gotta be kidding. All these like badasses, they don't want me in their city. You gotta be shitting me. I'm not kidding you. Next time I go down there, I'll get in the damn Bozo the clown suit, and I'll go around and I'll stick flowers behind the ear of the biggest, baddest guys that live in these neighborhoods, and then have them do a TikTok dance. Shit. Guys are crazy, man. I'll have them just carry around a big old fake movie prop piece of cheese and act like they're nibbling on it like a mouse. Hey, pigs. I know I have Bud and Shaniqua's support for this. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm an older guy, but I'm not your typical older guy. No way. Not at all. If you said to me, if some young guy came up and said, hey, I'd like to box you 5 rounds, I wouldn't do it. But in a deal like that, I don't care if they're younger, because it's not going to be 5 rounds. And you'll find guys that can really fight, they're never going around looking for trouble. Fighting's just like learning how to type or learning how to write or learning how to work on cars. It's not at all being mad and pissed off and projecting this false persona of being tough. It's got nothing to do with it. It's a skill. I know I've got your full support too, Jason. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, these guys don't bother me a bit. I mean, that happened a while I was down there. Mama Kelly, like, she's talking to me like this is supposed to scare somebody. Are you kidding me? Not shitting you, man. What you doing, hon? I mean, you've got to fight for your right to party. You learn the same thing on, when you get on and you have a channel. Look, I'll be the first guy to admit, there's nothing to a channel. I just got lucky. I guess you could say I got lucky. I mean, why did I get lucky? I mean, I don't know if I did or I didn't, to tell you the truth, because I don't treat it any differently now than if I had no subscribers and no views. I really don't. I still put up the same kind of movies as I did as day one. So if I lose subscribers, gain them, it really doesn't matter. Now, honestly, if you gave me a choice, do you want to gain subscribers or lose them? I would rather gain them. I would, but the margin is so thin, I'm not gonna like go bonkers if I lose some. You only need 1,000 subscribers to have a chat. And that's all I really need, to tell you the truth. Because subscribers doesn't mean shit. And really neither does views. Really none of it does. I mean, whoever wants to watch and like it, great. And if they don't, well, that's all right too. Video of you. Oh, is that right, Richie? Yeah, I never saw any of those, I never watch your channels or anything. That's how it happens, Jason. These guys don't have enough balls to come up and try and record me close where I can see they're doing it. There was a guy one day when I was down there, and I just caught the tail end of it. Honestly, at the time, it didn't really register. And he had a telephoto lens. It's when I was interviewing Ebony and Jamie. And I realized it later. I saw it. But I hope I see that guy again, because I've been looking for him while I'm down there. I'm going to give him an opportunity to take a picture of me up close, and we'll see what he's going to do. That's how it happens, Jason. You're right. So that's the way it is. But, I don't know if you guys have your own channels you're going to start in, but like I said earlier, if you're trying to like build a channel, which honestly just doesn't make any sense to me, but if you are, the more bullshit, the better. In theory, you shouldn't ban or block anybody. Just let them argue, and that creates views. There you go, bud. Oh, would you be interested in helping me, Alana? That's good. Old Daisy's really having a good day today, rolling around and all sorts of stuff. Daisy is the greatest dog ever. I cut all her hair off the other day because she's always hot, and she cuddled up to me last night, which she hardly ever does. Maybe that's the third time it's happened since I've had her. But she's such a super great dog that's no problem. I could give her a bath and let her outside, and I could sit there and watch her go roll in a pile of shit 5 minutes later, and I wouldn't say a word about it. She's such a good dog. Great companion. And it's like having a little monkey around, not a dog. I think you're right. Well, I forget, where do you live? I forget where that's at. See, even when the sun's out, if you've got dark black hair like that, like her, even if it's not that hot, that sun is brutal on black. She really is a great dog. It's interesting to me how people have been able to pick that up. It's my dog, so of course, like your kids, I never had kids, but You know, I always think yours are the greatest, but I'm telling you, Daisy is an exceptional dog, and she was like that as a young puppy. I didn't want Daisy, and the only reason I took her reluctantly was because I knew she'd been given away a couple of times, and I didn't want to see that happen to her again. And I had already spent about a year with her when I didn't own her, doing things with her, and I just couldn't stand the thought of her being taken to a new owner. Man, am I glad that I did. You having fun today, hon? Daisy's, I still, I was going to get that DNA test, but they're not that accurate. If they were accurate, I'd have had it by now. But I'd really like to know what Daisy is. She's got a very long back. And like if I take Daisy out, I've done it 2 times actually. And both times were from getting lost on trails. If she walks too far, she'll get back spasms where she can't even hardly walk. I have to take her to the vet. So I'm very careful about, I'll never let that happen again. I pay better attention to where I'm going so I don't get lost. And even on those 2 times, I still ended up carrying her, but she will get these back spasms. And the vet says she's got such a long torso and it's heavy. She's not like a skinny dog. Melodic, when are you going back to work? Do you know yet? Yeah, it doesn't happen. And if it does, it's something I did wrong, by too long of a walk. But, I normally avoid that like the plague. It was both times it happened. We got lost on trails. And at the time, it doesn't seem like anything's bothering her. It's the next day. And there's no way that like a heating pad and some liniment is going to make it go away. You definitely need to get pain and muscle relaxers. I have some left, but that's not going to happen again. And Daisy's a young dog. It's just part of that anatomy configuration with her. You having fun, hon? You're rolling in everything today. Is that a new kind of poop? Good girl. Yeah, it's funny you should say that, Richie. I've been a workout nut my whole life, ever since I was a teenager. And this last year or two, I haven't felt like working out. I quit working out last August. And I think it's because, if you're into weightlifting and stuff like that, to me, if you're not getting like bigger or stronger, what's the sense of it? I mean, I'm not motivated to just go in there and do 20 minutes of bullshit. So what I find myself doing is shooting my whole wad for the day, lifting weights, and then not feeling like doing shit later because I'm getting older and I still got this mentality that if I'm not getting stronger or bigger, I don't want to do it. So I'm hoping to start back up any day now. But I don't want to burn the old candle at both ends. I will tell you this, what I've had happen. It happened to me last summer. I would like do some crazy workout and then be in a good mood, endorphins are high. Then I'd drive down to Detroit, drive my ass off for 4 or 5 days, come back, work out again. And I think that caught up to me. I was super tired like through August and September. And I just thought, man, I just can't keep doing all this shit. Just getting too old, I guess. I don't want to blow my daily energy on working out is the point. And I don't want to work out if I'm not working out hard. So that's the dilemma I'm in. No, she didn't, Lana. Nope. Yeah, I don't want to do the old old man's workout. It's just not for me. No, you're right, Richie. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I would agree with you. Yep. Yeah, it's just you don't have enough energy to go around to work out like a lunatic for an hour and a half. And then, at the time I owned those buildings down Detroit and was cutting grass and all that stuff. Yeah, that's well put. It's a good analogy, Richie. It's true. There's a butterfly flying around. Daisy, ready to go inside, hon? Lay down in the cool. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, you guys. Not that I wouldn't like to talk longer, but my phone's down to 15%. And it really goes fast. And it's going to cut off, and you're going to wonder why, because I'm in a good cell phone signal. So I'll be on a chat tonight at 9. Any of you guys got any suggestions of... there's a guy that wants me to video Lucinda Drive in Skidway Lake, which I'm going to do. If there's anything you can think of photographic-wise or video-wise or an area around here that you'd like to see, let me know. And I'll do it. Or a subject you want to talk about on the chat, or anybody you'd like me to invite, or... Yeah, I got to do something that's interesting. Thank you, Blue Mountain. All right, Starlight. Oh, good, Starlight. Great. Good. All right, Shaniko. So I'll be on at 9 tonight, but you guys are welcome to any suggestions. I may even douse myself with gasoline and light myself on fire. It's getting that boring. I can look forward to the attention I get from the rehab. I mean, I am bored, man, up the ass. All right, Lana. Have a good day, you guys. You ready to go inside, hon? Come on, let's go, Betty. Wanna go, Betty, hon? Have a good night, you guys. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, thank you, Matt. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do one. I'll do no music tonight then. Yeah, I don't really like the music either, to tell you the truth. But once you get logged on, I mean, it runs the gamut. Now I know why they vote on things, because if you get 100 people, it's going to be all over the place. Music, no music, country, classical. You just can't satisfy everybody, so you just go with where the numbers are. But I'll skip music tonight. Ready to go in, hon? All right, you guys have a good day. Okay, Lon, I'll check that email. Thank you. You ready to go inside, honey? Let's go inside. Take a nice nappy.